Hello, everybody. Oh, happy Sunday to all of you. It is good to be back. Let's turn that on. That. There we go. All right, all right. Woo. All right. Let's get my usual stuff out of the way real quick. It is hot. It is so hot. We're in the middle of Florida summer. All right. Just getting the usual sharing stuff out of the way. Lovely to see all of your faces, even though I cannot see all of your faces. All right, just about done. What's good, Chris? Good to see you, my friend. Happy Sunday to you. All right, we are good to go. All right, lovely to see you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm gonna crack open a cold one just for you. Oh yeah, that's the good caffeine right there. All right. So, as usual, give a few minutes, let people get in here, and we will begin. Got one easy repair, and we're gonna work back on the PS5 from 2 weeks ago with the possibly bad Wi-Fi module and possibly bad SSD controller. of which I have. Oh no! Woo! Of which I have replacements for both. SSD controller, Wi-Fi modules. So we'll be working on that one a little bit later. And then we just have a quick HDMI port for a customer that came in yesterday, so we're going to knock that one out first. And that'll give me a good chance to test the new hot air station. Have not put this baby to use yet. Very excited. Oh. Oh, we're going to kick back for a minute. We're going to enjoy ourselves. It's going to be a lovely Sunday. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, stretch the back. Oh. All right. Let's get some of this stuff cleaned up a bit. I gotta get some more solder wick. I'm just about out. Running a little low. A little low. Get myself all set up here. Well, set up as I can be anyway. Oh yeah. About to go through my first roll of solder. Almost running a little low there. I have another replacement, of course, but that's the first one I bought when I started doing this. All right, probably about 2.5 more minutes. Let some people get in here, and we will get some things going. I'm real excited to do the one we were working on 2 weeks ago because, first of all, I'm still not. I was talking with one of my other buddies, Demi. You guys have seen him in chat before. I was talking with him outside of the stream, and he made mention of the fact that the shorts underneath the SSD controller may actually be normal. I'm not 100%, but I don't know enough to. I know just enough to know I don't know enough, basically. So we're going to, when we open up this HDMI job, we're going to test around the same places we're having trouble on the SSD circuit, and we're going to see if it does in fact have the same ratings. I don't think so. I think the last time I did this, the SSD controller did not have shorts the last time I checked a working board, but we'll find out. We're going to double check. So the first thing we do before we'll get into the HDMI job is we will double check the area that we were working in last time and just double check to where the shorts are. I know for a fact there's a short on the power rail leading to the SSD controller because we have an inductor that's shorted, and inductors don't short. Inductors should never be short to ground. So then the question becomes, is it the IC or is it the SSD controller itself? So we'll test the main caps underneath the SSD controller, and we'll test the same caps on the otherwise functional board minus the HDMI repair, and we'll see if we get the same readings. If we do, then maybe it is the IC. Those ICs very rarely go bad. We can always try voltage injection as well. Now that I have a down camera, I can actually show you guys thermal cam readings. So we'll get there. All in good time. All in good time. It's going to be a great Sunday. All right. So. All right. So do 80%. No, let's do 90. Celsius. Just setting up some channels real quick. Okay. All right, so new hot air station is up and running. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the microscope down and double check, because I still have the board on my desk. We're going to double check the SSD readings that we had on the bad board previously. And then we'll just double check. What up, Trick? Good to see you, buddy. So we'll double check the readings on the SSD, both the power rail and underneath the SSD chip. So we have a point of reference when we go into the HDMI job, and we'll measure the same ones on the functioning board, obviously minus the bad HDMI, and we'll check to see if the shorts are in the same spot. Now, obviously, if you guys remember from 2 weeks ago, we know that the inductor was shorted on the previous SSD rail, so obviously inductors are not supposed to short. That's fine. Bye-bye. Inductors are not supposed to be short, so there's definitely a problem on that rail. I just don't know if it's the actual SSD chip or if it's the SSD controller chip, I should say, or if it is the IC that manages that whole area. So, all right, let's get into it, shall we? Let's do the things. All right, so jump into microscope cam first and foremost here. All right, so if you weren't here last week or 2 weeks ago, or you're just catching up, so we were testing around this board after we found that it had been roach damaged, and roach damage, there was some liquid damage, there was a little bit of roach tracings all over the place. So what we're gonna do, so we went around searching the board for shorts just because I've run into these problems previously, and what we found was, I believe it was this inductor here. Yep. Yep. So we got a short inductor, and then these 3 caps as well, if I remember right. Yeah, so these 3 caps right here, and this inductor was short. If I remember correctly, there was nothing else short. Oh, sorry, and this cap too. But this inductor was good. This cap over here is good. This inductor was good. All these inductors were good. These caps were fine. Yeah, so everything else on this rail was good. It's just this area right here. And I don't have a printout, but if I remember correctly, I believe that is an output of the 3.3 line. So I'd have to try and find a printout for the board. But, so we have those, the 4 caps and the inductor are short. And then we come underneath the SSD controller right here. And we go back to measuring for shorts. And again, this is all in standby, of course, because there's no voltage going on the board. Yeah, so literally every cap under here is short. Yeah, this entire rail right here is short, which I'm almost positive is not correct. Yeah. All right, these are fine. This one is short. This one is short. That one's short. Yeah, this entire rail right here is short. This one's good. Okay, so this whole rail of caps right here, this big line of 3 is all short. This cap is short, this cap is short, this cap is short, and then I think there's a couple over here that are short as well. Now, I'm almost positive it's not supposed to be that way, but we're going to take a look and find out anyway. All right, so now that we have that squared away and we have our baseline for the bad board, we can now move that to the side and work on this HDMI job, and we'll check the settings, or well, not the settings, but the readings on a working board that just needs an HDMI port replaced. Right now. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm almost positive that SSD controller needs to be replaced. We might throw it on the thermal cam anyway, just to, yeah, we'll put the inject some voltage at the inductor and see if it is the SSD controller that comes up bad. I'm almost positive it's going to, but yeah, we'll take a look and find out. But in the meantime, we're going to check this HDMI job. Ooh, this baby dusty. All right, let's move this out of the way. All right. And we are in luck because this one, I believe, is it's a EDM 010 digital version, and the HDMI that we're working on today is going to be either an EDM 010 or 020, but the configuration of the SSD rail on either one of those boards is almost exactly the same. So that works out really well. There we go. So we'll go ahead and start breaking this baby down. New stash spot since I got bolts and screws everywhere. I'm going to steal this baggie that has my Wi-Fi modules in it. Let's keep everything in one area. All right, and there we go. Alright, take out the disk drive power cable. There we go. Actually, let me peel warranty sticker real quick. Alright, there we go. And last couple. Alright, there we go. Bolts are all secure. Pop this baby open. There we go. Ooh, pretty clean inside. Always love to see that. A little bit dusty, but after all the consoles I've run into lately of yeah, the roach infested and all kinds of other nonsense, it's nice to run into one that's actually nice and clean inside. Okay, just drive out. Right, Wi-Fi cables. Okay, just trying to get these cables out of the way without damaging these stickers too much. Go. All right, so cables are removed. Had weed on the mother. Yeah, how the hell you manage that one? Genuinely, how do you manage that? With the plate on top, I feel like that'd be damn near impossible. Alright, we're going to take out a bunch of these necessary screws. Sorry, hang on. I got too many cords going on over here. Okay, there we go. Had to do some cord management there for a minute. All right, there we go. All of those screws are now removed. Oh, I missed one. Just kidding. All right. There we go. All right. So, because there's no power to it. Hey, what's up, Finks? Good to see you, buddy. So, because there's no power to it, let's go over here, since we're in the area anyway, before we continue breaking it down. So that's the area that is short currently. This is another EDM-010 board, so that's great. Oh, they use different inductors for some of these. See, you can tell the difference. That's interesting. Alright, so there we go. We're now in continuity mode. So, yeah, so those are good. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. However, this inductor still shouldn't be short. Or should it? Really? Really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Huh. That's interesting as hell. Really? So that SSD might actually be good. It could just be the Wi-Fi mod. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's, wow. I'm honestly a little bit shocked by that. Even this inductor short seems to be normal, because this board is working fine. It turns on perfectly. That's so strange. I was about to say, Demi, I'm glad you're here, dude. Do you guys hold up okay? I know that hurricane hit you guys pretty hard. Serious, Demi, I'm blown. Okay, hang on. Is this also all going to be short? Yeah, sure enough. SSD controller is totally fine. Okay, Demi, hang on. Let me get the main cam on here so you can see. Demi, you're a goddamn legend. All right, you're a goddamn legend. I would have spent an entire time going for that SSD controller, and no, that's actually completely normal. So, well, if you're learning something like me today, that's wild. That's so wild. Okay, good. Good to know. So it is normal for that entire rail, including the inductor, to be short. It's totally normal. I've never seen a normally shorted inductor before. Genuinely, I've never seen it. Okay. Well then, I'm wondering if maybe it isn't just that cap on the Wi-Fi board that the blown cap caused it to fail. Could be. We'll find out. Anyway, let's get back to this HDMI job. All right. I'm genuinely in shock. I thought for sure that that was shorted. All right. Go. Liquid metal is actually pretty good on this one. A small dry spot, but for this being an original release, this is in pretty good shape, all things considered. All right. That makes sense. That would make sense if it's shorted on standby to make sure that there's no residual voltage going in. I could see that. All right, so why are we doing an HDMI job today? Number one, because the customer is paying me for it. But number two, I needed the extra board to test that anyway. So, there we go. You can see HDMI split at the bottom. Pins itself look okay, but that split means no bueno. So we're going to replace it. Oh, absolutely. I mean, the heat dispersion is something I've just come to expect. But it is crazy to see the green on the board start to turn like a yellowish because of the heat use. It's crazy. All right, and yep, you can kind of see back here too. Those pins have been pushed out. So I've discovered that these pushed out ports are because people are trying to like jam it in once that split at the bottom happens. So don't do that. If you see it split, call a repair facility. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some leaded solder. Oh, let's also get the correct tip. Get a little bit of flux on the tip. I'm not losing that cap, so those will just have to stay with regular leaded solder or unleaded. Alright, remove that little padding right there. And we're going to mix in the leaded solder with the unleaded. Now this is going to be the first time. I didn't even test it when I unboxed it. I literally just got it set up on the station and I was waiting for a good time to use it. So this will be the first time in total. Yeah, so I preset my channels based on some research that I had done previously. So because I do a lot of HDMI jobs, my first channel is automatically at 480 at 100. And then I've set a few other ones for when I'm working with smaller components. Yeah, I got one at like 400 at 80. I've got one at like 450 at 50% when I don't need a whole lot of airflow, but I still need good temperature. So we're gonna test around and find some stuff that works. Whatever, it's fine. Not a big deal. They bridge, they bridge. It's coming off anyway. All right, here we go. First usage. we go. All right. Oh, I still don't have Q-tips. God damn it. All right, that's fine. Whatever. I forgot to grab some while I was out. I gotta go make sure I do that later. All right, here we go. There we go. Well, that definitely did the job. That's for damn sure. Yeah, that did the job hella well. Alright, just doing a bit of tidying up. Alright, there we go. That hot air gun is damn nice. another quick clean here. Where the hell did I put my solder? There we go. Alright. Just mix together that solder to make it easier to wick up. Trim up that solder real quick, or the solder wick I should say. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. All right. All right, there we go. Tidy it up a bit. Drop a little bit of flux so we can re-tin those pads and fill in the ground holes. Go. And start filling in these ground holes. Alright, and just got to fill in that last round hole and we'll clean up again. And we'll tin up an HDMI port replacement. go. Alright, a little spritz. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and tin up a replacement port. There we go. Port's nice and tinned up. Come back over here. Alright, and get the airflow going up again. Ooh. A little extra flux on there. Move this slightly down. Go. Now the solder's flowed all the way through. right. There we go. Alright, so if solder's flowed all the way through on those ground legs, may have to come in and tidy them up on the back. I'm pretty sure we'll have to. But that is securely in place. Alright. Alright, so pins look pretty dead on. Let's go ahead and give them a little nudge test real quick just to make sure that they're actually secure. If we have to tidy them up, we will. Woo! That new hot air gun is definitely the shit. Alright, done deal. Pins are all secure. Let's go ahead and get a nice little clean. Alright, let's go ahead and flip it over so we can clean up the back, because I know the back's going to need some clean. Yeah, no, the back leg's actually secured pretty well. That's good. Very good. Alright, we're just going to give a little bit of heat to the flux to help it remelt. Okay. All right, get a bunch of that flux off while it's hot. All right, there we go. All right, let's give her a quick test. Just gotta clean up a little bit. All right. So we're just going to test to make sure we have a picture on the screen. I'm not going to do the full reassembly. All right. Oh, I put this on backwards. Oh boy, not my shining moment of brilliance. There we go. Let's do it the right way, shall we? All right. So once we get these APU screws on, we will plug it in and give it a test to make sure everything's working properly. I'll move the camera over so you guys can see. All right, there we go. All right. All right. Let's get you guys pulled up around here so we can do a test. All right, so we got blue light. Let's swap over real quick. All right, picture on screen. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so one down. Shut that down. Let it shut down all the way through. All right, so on this next one then, I think the first thing we're probably going to try to do is just replace that cap that blew on the board and then retest and see if it just was that cap that blew it out. And oh, you mean the slim boards? All right. Well, that is one satisfied customer. All right. So let's bring this baby over. All right, so if the SSD controller is good, oh, nice. You gotta love those. I had a customer call in not too long ago and said that the a lightning strike hit his and it wasn't turning on anymore, but he had the Ethernet connected. So I warned him. I was like, "Look, I'll take a look at it, but you're probably looking at a pretty hefty repair if the Ethernet was plugged in because that's going to travel straight through the board. I can't even guarantee it'll fix." And I didn't hear back from him. But I always like to give my customers a realistic estimate of what to expect. Yeah, I'm happy to do the job, but there's a fair chance I may not be able to fix it because lightning strikes plus Ethernet cable equals bad news all the way around. All right, so we're back here. All right, so this is the one we were working on 2 weeks ago with the blown cap. That is where the blown cap was. So it looks like I'm going to have to scrape away a little bit of the trace. What's up, Trick? Just finished the HDMI job. We're heading back into the PS5, the one with the busted Wi-Fi cap. All right, so all right, I'm just gonna check to see if this area is actually shorted because I know none of the other caps are shorted. I just need to see. Yeah, this isn't shorted, but I am gonna have to take some of this trace away because I don't think the solder is gonna stay on there very well. So let's try to replace that cap first, and then we'll test it and see if it was just that blown cap that was causing the issue. Now that we know that the SSD is good. Alright, so first things first, let's just see if I can actually tin up the area at all. Hi, love. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scrape back some of that trace. Okay, not a big deal. We'll make it happen. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of luck when it comes to the lightning strike ones, so it's just, yeah, I always let my customers know I'm happy to work on it, but there's a good to fair chance I may not be able to do anything as far as fixing it goes. So just setting the proper expectation for them. So that should be good enough to get some solder on there at least. Alright, that should do. Where are my donor boards? There we go. These caps also look like shit, don't they? Alright, so the one that we need is this one. But that one also looks like shit, doesn't it? I can always just steal another one. Alright, no, cap's good. Alright. Alright, let's grab our hot air. Okay. Alright. Alright, just setting up the temperature on the air station here. There we go. Alright. Damn it. Now that cap's gone. Let's grab another, shall we? Alright, need less airflow. Put my flux. 70 on that one, so way too far, way too high. I'm gonna drop it down to like 40. You okay? Yeah. All right. Yes, they are extraordinarily annoying to deal with, especially when you don't have the proper pads to secure it with. So just to give you an idea of how small these actually are, let me see if I can find something to scale real quick. Actually, let me just secure this in place real fast. There we go. Okay, so that is now in place. Yeah, no, just you know, just very microscopic. Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to find something that I can use for scale to really accentuate how tiny they are. Um, Trying to find something that's reasonable to actually show scale. All right. Well, I mean, this will kind of do. So, this is the head of a standard Q-tip, and that is the cap I was working with. So, a little less than half the size of a normal Q-tip head. If that is a type of capacitor, I have no idea. I am not that technically savvy with it. I don't know what 0603. Sorry, you got the wrong guy, my friend. I really should learn more about that, though. All right. So now the capacitor is in line. Let's just make sure that we're not short or anything. Okay. Nope. Capacitor is indeed in line. Let's make sure we have voltage drop. Do these not have voltage drop? I feel like they should have something. No, I guess they don't. Okay. All right. Well, it's definitely in place. 0603. Oh, yes. Okay. There you go. See, you guys are teaching me stuff too. How great is that? Okay. So, now that that capacitor has been replaced, let's break out the board, or the chassis, and let's see if we have any change. Because that was the only problem I found on this, was that blown cap. Oh, 100%. I hate those capacitors. Those HDMI capacitors are the fucking worst. All right, let's clean up the area a little bit here. All right. Put some hot air around here, clear up the extra alcohol. right. Excellent. Alrighty. Oh, no worries, brother. I appreciate it. I didn't know either. So we learned something new together. All right. Alright, I gotta dig the chassis out of my trash bag that I was keeping it in because of the roaches. Okay, good to go. You know what I didn't check was... No, it wouldn't be the power supply because it still had a beep every few seconds, or every 30 seconds, so it wouldn't be the power supply on this one. I mean, I suppose it could be. That is a little presumptuous, but I don't think so. All right. All right. So we're going to take the board. Alright, so I realize you guys can't see much of what I'm doing right now. So I'm just putting the board in the chassis. Alright, so what's the betting odds that that one cap took this whole thing out? We taking bets? I'm here for bets. I don't mind a little friendly gambling. Oh, that was weird. Lost focus for a minute there. Hello. Alright, chassis is in board. You know what, Trick? Honestly, me too, brother. So, if that's the case, we continue on. We keep fault finding. Maybe we reflow the south bridge. We'll check for voltages. We'll do all the things. All right. So we're going for plug in. I hear the crackle when it plugs in. That's always good news. All right. Here we go. What's going to happen? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's go. Oh, please stay on. Come on, baby. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe so strong. That's a white light, baby. Let's go. The belief. All right, it's going through the restart now. One cap. That one cap took the whole thing down. Let's check the display. Yep, sure enough. I mean, obviously it's a different issue, but I do need to do some more testing on it for sure. But that is a display, baby. All right, so actually, since that was a much quicker job than I thought it was going to be, we'll do some testing on stream. So I need to shut it down first. Yes! Okay, so like I said, being that this is a shorter stream than I thought, and we actually didn't do any BGA replacement whatsoever, we will go ahead and actually test the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth just to make sure it actually works properly. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll test it to make sure everything actually works properly, and if it does, then fantastic. Customer's taken care of. Everybody gets to go home happy. That's great. If not, then we still have to do a BGA replacement. So, me either, Trick. I never get that lucky. Never has it just been a one cap done situation. This is my first one. I've been doing this almost 2 years. That is my first single cap replacement that's actually fixed it. Okay. Sorry, random update. Cancel. Go away. Okay. Right. So let me take off the power. I'm gonna have to go grab a controller as well. The one I have here doesn't function anymore, so gotta go get one of those. But let's wire up the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Alright, let me position you guys where you can actually kind of see some stuff here. So hold up just a moment. I'm gonna go grab a controller and then I'll move the camera around so you guys can see stuff and we'll go from there. I'll be back in a moment. Enjoy the sight of my ass. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that ass. Oh. Alright. We are back in business. Oh. Alright. Got the customized controller. Built this baby myself. Very proud of it. Okay, got that plugged in. All right, let me try and get you guys in a position where you actually can see stuff. Hold a moment. Oh, my wire management is just atrocious. It's so bad. You know what? I might have to one-hand this. That's all right. We'll make it happen. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can. I might not be able to get in and tell. Oh no, I'll just use my account if I have to. Okay. Yeah, I might have to one-hand this. All right, one-handed it is. Here we go. Oh, it's not plugged in. I panicked for half a second because I pushed the button and nothing happened. All right, let's actually plug it in. All right. All right. Do a swap over. All right. It's fine. All right, network. Yeah, it's finding. Okay. All right. Just a moment, guys. Hang on. I'm going to set you down just a second. All right. All right, we are connected. Okay, now let's see if I disconnect the controller. So it's now off the wire and still holding Bluetooth connection. So it's functional. It's fully functional. Unreal. All right, well, let's shut her down. All right. Well, damn. I'm going to give credit to the new hot air station. I'm pretty sure that's why it was only the cap, and I didn't have to go through all kinds of BGA work. Although I will give secondary credit to Demi for letting me know about that shorted area on the SSD and the fact that it stays shorted. I will always double check that now. So thank you. Appreciate you, big homie. All right. I mean, that's all I got today, guys. I have a cleaning job, but I'm not going to stream a cleaning job. That's silly. Um, yeah, I mean, outside of that, I got nothing for you. So this turned out to be excellent. We got the HDMI port done. Fucking amazing. Trick, you always are here for the most moral of support, even when you're giving me a hard time. So many, many thanks to you. Always appreciate it. Yeah, other than that, we got the HDMI port done. The one blown cap took this whole thing down. So now I know, I've logged it in my memory, that 30-second beep on, beep off can be caused by the Wi-Fi module. And I know that Wi-Fi module, if I'm not mistaken, is a 3.3 volt rail on these EDM O10s. I know down the road, I think the EDM 030s, it switches to the 1.8 volt rail. So 3.3 volt will cause 30-second beep on, beep off. Noted. In the brain. All right. Well, I'm going to reach out to some customers and let them know that things are ready for pickup. I'm going to knock out this cleaning job. I know. I thought this was going to be a much longer stream, honestly. So, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, bud. Much appreciated. I'm just genuinely shocked I got so lucky that a single cap managed to take out this whole board, and it was just a one cap replacement. And now I have extra parts. I have two Wi-Fi modules and an SSD controller for console down the road. Appreciate you, Trick. Everybody, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I love you all dearly. I will be probably purchasing another console sometime this week to try and get it here for this weekend, and I still want to get the UART done. So I'm going to be getting the UART software on my computer. I have the tool that I'm going to use, and hopefully it works. I know Demi bought a similar one and had trouble with it, so hopefully that's not the case. But if it is, we go from there. So next week is going to be a UART stream 100%, and we'll go from there. So I love you all dearly. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out and hanging. Victorious, baby. Victory. Let's go. I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a wonderful time. Don't get too crazy this Sunday. I love you. Peace.